Welcome to the Logic in Life Coaching Podcast, Episode 2.
Everyone wants happiness and success, and we know how to get you there. Come listen to the Leadership Society of Arizona as we teach a proven logic to help you simplify life, overcome challenges, and predict the future. You're listening to the Logic and Life Coaching Podcast.
Welcome back to the Logic and Life Coaching Podcast. I'm Chuck Zalanis, and I'm here with Dr. Jacob Kashawagi. We have some more questions for him on the concepts that the Leadership Society of Arizona teaches that can help improve the lives of professionals as well as students everywhere. Are you ready, Dr. Jacob?
I'm ready.
Okay. Many people are stressed and fearful right now, mostly because of increasing riots due to discrimination, government restrictions due to the pandemic, sickness, climate change, job loss, global political unrest, and uncertainty about what their lives are going to look like in the future. How can professionals and students predict the future for themselves and their industry and emerge successful amidst these uncertain times?
Well, that's a very long question, Chuck.
Okay.
But I think I understand what you're getting at. I think I understand what the question is asking. I have seen the fear and the worry that these events have caused in the world. It is what people say is, quotations, crazy times right now.
Crazy times.
First, when I look at a question, I like to try to get to the root of what is the issue. What are people worried about, scared about? What are they fearing? What's causing all this uncertainty and uneasiness in people? And when I look at all of these different type of things that have been occurring, the one thing I think when you get down to the root of the issue is that all these things make a person feel like they don't have control of their life. When you look at the rioting, a lot of violence, a lot of people worry as violence is around them that, well, they don't have control over them. They don't have control over where this violence goes or what it does. And it's very destructive. And so they start worrying about their own lives and they might not be able to protect themselves or their families. Same with COVID-19, the silent killer, right? You can be walking around and be passing it to people not even knowing it. And just one day you could all of a sudden die because you contract this virus. And I think that's really the root of the issue, is that people don't feel like they have control of their lives anymore. Now, if the idea that people have lost control of their lives and they don't control it anymore is causing the uneasiness, then only logically what will cause them to get more peace and less worry and more relaxation in their life is to feel and know that they have control of their life. That something can't randomly come in and steal their life away or damage their life or ruin their property or whatever it might be. And I think that is a solution for people as they get a feeling that they have more control of their life. They're able to actually dictate even getting a job. A lot of people in these times, they lost their job or it's very hard to find jobs now. But the more you feel like you have control over your life, I believe that is the solution of being able to feel more peaceful and be more confident moving into the future and knowing that you're going to be successful as if you feel you're in control.
Okay, so how do people, make that jump? I know there's a lot of people that there's so many different events that seem to happen to them. And so how can people make this switch in thinking from their perspective of, everything's falling apart around me to I have control?
Yes, this is a hard one because you just can't tell yourself, Jacob, you're in control of your life, so don't be worried. Life doesn't really work that way. But I have found a couple of things that people can do so that they can know that they're in control and they can actually convince themselves and feel that way. So the first one is find someone in life that looks like they're not worried, they're not concerned, that they're peaceful, and they're succeeding in this environment. Find the person in your life that looks the most calm, collected, and doing really well. And talk to them and ask them why they're not more concerned. Talk to them about what they see and how they look at the events going on. I think that if everyone did that, it would allow them to be able to calm down a little bit and have more certainty that things will be okay.
Okay. All right. So I just need to find a monk in the Himalayas, or I need to find someone that is successful in their career, doing big things, even though everything's going on. It feels calm.
Definitely. And even if you did find a monk in the Himalayas, Chuck, I think they could probably help calm you down and bring a little more peace into your life as well. Now, that's the easiest thing that you can do. There's also a couple of other things that you could do. If finding a monk in the Himalayas isn't an option for you, then here's the second idea I have. Go and research and collect more information on what's going on. If something is causing you to fear, it's usually because you don't have an accurate picture of what's going on. You don't really know what's going on. For example, if you read in the headlines that riotings are happening and with these protests and a lot of people are being killed, and you see in the front page the policemen attacking everybody, then go and research it. Usually if you research it a little bit, you'll start figuring out, oh, that might be happening, but it's not in my area. And so the physical danger might not be here. Or maybe you start finding out, yes, someone was killed, but out of all the protesting going on, it was very few people. It's not like policemen are going out and trying to pull you out of your house at random and brutalize you. The more information you get on an idea, on something that you're really fearing, the more usually you'll realize it's okay, that it's not as crazy as maybe the headline or the media is making it out to be. I learned this with security systems. I had a security system salesman come to my house and they said, do you have security system? I said, no, I don't even lock my front door. But they tried to use a fear tactic to get me to buy into this. They would say, all of these things are happening, and if you don't get this, your house, someone could just randomly come in and rob you of everything that you have, and you'll be helpless. But if you get this security system, then this will protect you. But I actually looked up the crime rate in my area and the amount of people that actually their house gets robbed and how many criminals I have living in my area. And come to find out, there's very little living in my area, and very few houses ever get robbed. And usually the policemen actually catch a decent amount of those criminals who do that. So needless to say, after seeing all the information, I still do not have a security system now, and I leave my door open even most of the time.
Wow. So I guess this is a PSA to all thieves and robbers to come to your house, yeah?
Yes, it could be also I have nothing of value, so.
Okay. That's an easier way to think of it. If you don't feel like you have anything to lose, it's hard to worry about it. So.
But also the idea here is the more information you get, the more secure you'll feel. The more you'll realize that you actually do control your life, and a lot of things that seem random or seem like they could just happen to you, like could be crossing the road and get hit by a bus just out of nowhere. Those type of ideas and things, you'll find out they don't usually happen. It's not something that is a common thing.
I guess it's becoming educated. As you're more educated on the different things that are happening or going on, you're more aware of how to address it, what to do about it, and maybe what the actual risk is.
Definitely. And now, if just knowing the information doesn't help you, maybe it gets you even more worried. In some cases, that does happen. If that action doesn't help you, then there's a third thing that I always recommend. And the third thing is You will always feel more in control and realize that you have more control of your life when you develop yourself. What do I mean by develop yourself? When you actually get yourself to do something and to improve in something, that's development. It could be something big, like you could take a project management course, or you could take a course on how to use Excel, or it could be something really small, like making your bed every day. If you usually leave your bed messy when you wake up, then if you just did something as simple as make your bed every morning and you improved in that aspect of your life, I have found that when people do that, they start to realize changes in their life, and they start to see more opportunity, and they start to become more capable. And it helps them to feel and know that they're in control of their life.
Isn't there a book that's like, if you want to be successful, make your bed?
I think so. I know, especially a lot of military, successful military people, they're really big on making your bed and making it really well.
Mm.
But that's just one little thing you could do. There's so many things that in this, I often hear people say, I lost my job or I can't find a job. What do I do? Especially college students. And I always tell them, keep going out looking. But while you're going out looking, if you're not improving yourself, you're not giving employers an incentive to hire you. The more capable you are, the more people will see it. People know when somebody, they have a feel when somebody is organized, responsible, capable. And the more you do things in your personal life, then people see it in your professional life. And so I always tell students, be an executive over your own life. If you don't have a job right now, then your job is to live your life the most efficient and the best way you can. Clean your room, make your bed, eat healthy, have a schedule, make sure that you're staying fit or you're doing something in your life that's improving your physical body, that's improving your mental capability and understanding, that's doing something that makes you more clean, more organized, more responsible, developing all these skills that companies just are dying to find someone who is responsible, organized, understanding, always learning, someone who has a stamina in the health to be able to work really hard, right? Those are things that companies look for and that you can do even if you don't have a job or even if you're in college and you have to go to school still.
When you were saying that, I thought if I put on my resume unemployed, but made my bed, went to the gym, I'm not sure all the employers would be super excited to hire me from that. But
you
understand
might be surprised, Chuck. You might be surprised. No, but they might not actually recognize that as valid things to have on your resume. But if you do those things, then you'll actually start to see more opportunity in things you can do that you could put on your resume. Those type of things lead to internships. Maybe you find that because you do these things, you realize, hey, maybe I need to go get an internship. Maybe I have to go and volunteer somewhere. Maybe I should talk to my friends now and look for opportunities outside. Usually people who are organized, who are making their beds, who are doing things like that, usually they come up with these ideas and they see these opportunities for some reason.
So I would assume that comes from more stability in their life. They feel more stable and more have more of a foundation, so they have room to grow.
Definitely. And I always tell people, don't trust me in anything I say. Try it out. What do you have to lose? Especially if you don't have a job or you have to go to school right now. Try it out right now and see if it does open up more opportunities in your life and make you feel better.
I think all action is probably good action at that point.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for answering my question, Dr. Jacob. I appreciate having you on. We hope everyone can feel a little more in control in times of seeming uncertainty.
Thank you for listening to the Logic and Life Coaching Podcast. It would be great if you could take a moment to write us a review. For any questions, comments, or topics that you would like to have addressed on the show, email Dr. Jacob Kashwagi at jacob.k@leadaz.org. To learn more about the Leadership Society of Arizona, visit us at leadaz.org.